And we're back. So, as was the case last time, it is mostly homecoming season here. So, Toby's just sort of going to be wandering around Candlekeep once again, kind of taking in the sights, as it were. We'll just sort of be doing a whole sightseeing thing and catching up with our old friends, as well as showing Minsk and Dynahair the place, since they've never been here. Seeing as Khalid and Jaheira were friends of Garion's, I imagine they've already seen their way around the place more than a couple times. Minsk and Dynahair, not so much. And of course we're going to begin this little whistle-stop tour of ours by looting the place dry. This is what we did before we left Candlekeep for the first time. Basically, looted everything there was to loot. So, of course, it would seem appropriate if we did that now here as well. Now that we're back in the area again, we have to steal things, because that is what Toby does. Toby steals.
Oh, yes.
But we've cleared out the inn now, so we're going to go around on a little tour and check out all the buildings again. Toby's kind of missed the old place. Even as much as we love our time as an adventurer and being able to just explore and have fun and everything, much as we love it, we do kind of miss the old place. It's just one of those things where you don't know how much you're gonna miss somewhere until you've already left it. So into the priest's quarters, of course.
As you will.
And Priest of Ogma. I know precisely nothing about the religion, so I have no idea if that's some evil god of torture or something. But let's say hi.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
Thus, you startled me, child. Apparently Toby has noticed something I haven't, because this guy's apparently doing something to a cat. It died, and I am studying it. What's there to study? It's a dead cat. The bones and muscle structure, the shape of it, how its fur lies, when its ears are pierced, the length of its whiskers, the sharpness of its teeth. I must know it all. You cur, now leave me to it. Yeah, you priests have gotten a lot stranger since I left. Then leave again, and I'll not have to see your rotten face about me as I work. Okay. Well, that was one of the creepiest things we've heard in a long while. Okay, well, with that creepy bit of creepiness out of the way, I think we're going to be leaving here. After all, there's still Dreppin to speak to. Good old Drippy Dreppin. Hey there, my friend.
What do you need?
Toby, I didn't think you were even coming back. What's it like out there? It's big. I don't know how else to put it. I lived my entire life within these walls, and in the past, well, I've seen 50 times as much as these walls could hold. It's weird though. All that space and barely a book in it. I never realized how special Candlekeep really is. Yeah, people come from all over to see the books here. All sorts of folks too. Bards, nobles, priests, mages. Volo's even been here, and Elminster too, remember? A couple of just plain old merchants wandered in the other day. Said they were with the Iron Throne and were here to do some business. They're still around, last I heard. Is that right?
Record.
I wouldn't dream
Well,
of refusing.
catching up with our old friends has apparently netted us some information. The Iron Throne's people are still out and about, which is quite nice. Now, quick save. And let's see what Reaver's storehouse is looking like now.
Just name what you want.
The cats are apparently gone. I guess Mr. Creepy decided to steal them all.
Something you need.
Or something to that effect. Because, yeah, not much in the way of a cat population here at the moment.
Ready and able. I wouldn't dream of refusing.
I never noticed this building before. Let's see what's in there. Fuller. Oh. He was one of the guys we were supposed to get some training with at the start of the game that I just kind of brushed off, wasn't he? No, I'm not gonna try and steal from him.
I should have joined the army.
Well, I'll be. If that isn't someone with a tale to tell, then I don't know what is. Who is, even? What have you been up to this past while? Yeah, we'll just kind of be a little bit snippy, a little bit snarky about it. Killing more kobolds than you could ever imagine. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have need of a few rusty old short swords, would you? Because I've got tons. Although really we don't. We sell them all. Always good for a laugh, you were. Hey, I'm sorry about Garain and all. I guess you've seen more than just kobolds, haven't you? Yeah, that's one way to put it. Anyways, good to see you again, Fuller.
Just as I thought.
But
Yes. Onward then.
we are just about done with our little social round, catching up with everyone. I'll be just a moment, guys, before we get on to the business at hand. I want to check out the bunkhouse and the soldiers' barracks. Oh, Toby, I heard you had returned. If only it weren't in such dark times. Something is afoot in Candlekeep. There is an unvoiced panic among those of us who still call these haunted halls our home. You must help us, I pray you. Why the panic, Caparda? What's so wrong? I've never seen any kind of panic at any point in the time I've been at Candlekeep. What's happened now? The Watchers. Some of the Watchers are so strange now, and people that I've known and loved for years now pass me in the halls without greeting, without their usual silly story, without some discourse on their latest readings. First I thought it was me, but it's not me, it's them. I see it in their sidelong glance. Disdain, jealousy, rivalry. These I could understand, I could make sense of, but they weren't what I saw in their beady eyes. I saw hunger, plain and simple. Now shush. No one must know that I have spoken with you. That's disturbing, to say the least. It's also a quest update.
Something you need.
So, guys, I've got some rather disturbing info that we just found out, but you'll have to wait for us to talk it out until we find somewhere a bit more secure. We're not going to discuss this in the middle of the street or the inn. So
Ready
don't
and
ask.
I wouldn't
But I
dream
am
of refusing.
going... The barracks are apparently shut to us. Great.
Yes. Whatever I can do to help.
So... now... checked out basically everything there is, so... there's only one thing left for us to do. We gotta head through this central area into the main library. which unfortunately means going past Toby's sworn enemies from his childhood. The preachers. The evil, evil fucking preachers. Everyone knows they're terrible, just no one wants to admit it. Brace yourself, everyone. Here it comes. Oh God, run! Run! It's preacher hell! Run, everyone, run!
I am Catterley, a visitor of Candlekeep, like yourself.
Oh, thank God, those fucking preachers have stopped. Sorry, Catterley, I just had to walk past the damn preachers. You know how it is. Pardon if I seem out of sorts, but the journey has been long and treacherous, and my labors aged me so. Might I inquire as to your name? I'm certain I've seen your face before, but I cannot fully place it. Yes, my name is Toby, and I called this place home for a great many years. Most of my life, in fact. Up until a few months ago. Toby. Then I know you well, though you may be hard-pressed to remember. I was last here years ago, and conferred with your foster father as you were off to chores. I'm not much your senior, really. I'm certain you tire of hearing it, and that Legion have told you the same. But Gorion was well known to me. His death has been mourned by many. Yes, Gorion wasn't really one to tell Toby much about his past or even discuss it at all, so I think this would be something he'd be curious about. I've received sympathy from many a person I have never met before. Who was Gorion to receive such adulation? He wasn't exactly one to discuss his own past with others. Simple respect is all that it is. Gorion did many good things for many people. When I last spoke with him, I was barely acquainted with his fellows myself, but those who harp do tend to keep to themselves their affiliations. He was a long-standing member, from what I understand. Likely he said nothing to you, because he wished your childhood to be as normal as possible. I suppose all parents wish this, whether the child is theirs or not. I have yet to meet anyone who made claim to achieving it, though. How do you wager you have fared? Yes, as well as can be expected, though I have learned much about myself that perhaps would have been better if it remained a mystery. Would that I had a gold coin for every person I have heard say such a thing. I am sure your troubles vary greatly from my own experience, but we all have trials we must overcome. We all have a side that should not see the light of day too often. What matters is how much strength you wish to let it have. Bah, such words are better saved for classes and meditations, not for reunions. I will take my leave, though perhaps I shall see you again before I am to go. Tones of Candlekeep are very nearly endless, and I am sure to be here for a 10-day at least. There are some within the central keep who wish to speak with you, so it would be wise of you to visit there sometime. Farewell, my friend. Same to you. And who do we have here but our old and very forgetful friend, Philidia. Let's go have a word before we head on into the keep, I think.
Hello there.
Oh, wait, hello. Have you seen my book? Wait, no, you found that already, didn't you? Oh, I just don't know anymore. You haven't been around lately, have you? No, I haven't been back since Gorion died. Gorion? Why yes, of course. I'm sorry. I've made a bore of myself again. Gorion was a good and wise sage, and he obviously raised you with better manners than I would have been able to. That's kinda nice. Yeah, Philidia's a bit of a sweetheart. as far as Toby's concerned, even if she is a bit of a bumbling, forgetful sweetheart. Love her all the same. Now let's head on in and have a look-see. After all, we've never been into the actual library itself, so this will be interesting.
Cool one, son.
Ooh, so many books. You must be very clever, Toby, growing up here. I wouldn't exactly say clever, Minsk, but yes, I did do a fair amount of reading growing up. Kind of had to, with someone like Gorion as my father. Comes with the territory, you know. Boo's so happy to be here. He says he can hardly wait to send word to his family that he has found such a feast. Yes, old and greasy pages, row after row after row, ready to be devoured by diligent hamsters. Minsk, I love you dearly, but if you let Boo and his family eat even a trillionth of a page of this library, I will kill you. Just thought I should mention that. What? Oh, Boo says such an intellectual feast. Was that correct? Boo? Oh, intellectual feast. Apparently we have a bit of an intellectual for a hamster. Nice.
Something on your mind?
Toby, my child, look at you. Your face has gained some new lines since the days when I tutored you. Ah, Karen. You speak true, but it's not your fault. You prepared me as well as you could for what lay beyond these walls. I just pray that I am prepared for what I shall find within them now that I have returned. Why, what is wrong here? Shall I tell the Watchers? The Watchers... Well, really, I don't like either of these responses. But I think Toby would want to try and stay below the radar was what we're trying to solve, so the Watchers won't be much use. Please, just tell me if you've seen anything strange in the library this past while. Strange? Well, yes, that is just the word I would have used for that Coverus fellow. He was right here beside me, taking Alondo's prophecies from their place on the shelf and reading them. I could hear his voice, recognize the seer's words upon his quiet breath, but when I turned to steal a glance at him from the corner of my eye, it was the strangest thing. His eyes were closed and he was reciting page after page as if from memory. He heard your footsteps, it seems, and wandered off. I was just returning the prophecies to their rightful place here. It might be wise to take a look. If this Coverus is dangerous, though, I'm afraid I'm too old and bookish to be more than a hindrance. Forgive me, but I must leave you now. Oh dear. There may be something of a problem approaching.
Better leadership might help.
And there are undoubtedly going to be plenty of books around here, but I'm not intending to take any of them for the purpose of keeping. So we'll just look around and see if there's anything other than books that might be of interest. We'll leave the books where they are. That said, I am still going to check the bookshelves, just on the off chance there's something else of interest.
These walls contain the world's
Well, dip me in broth and call me stewed. If it isn't little Toby. I haven't seen you for nearly, quite some time anyway. Hello, Theodon. How have you been? I still remember you running about the keep your little swaddling clothes, pestering the elders and spooking the cows. Ain't that right, Jessup? Surely was. Yep, of course you never did stay in those rags of yours long. Yes, I remember, but how have you been? You'd be naked as a jaybird the moment someone turned their back on you. I remember the day that fella Blackstaff come floating in. There you were, tearing around the outer keep with Gorion hot on your trail. Took the cloak right off his back, you did, and made yourself just the cutest little... Yes, I remember. Could we drop it, please? How have you been? Hey, wait, I remember it all now. There was Kelvin Blackstaff trying his hardest to look important while you ran through the stables with his cape tied around your waist. Such a lark, eh, Jessup? Thought I'd catch my death from laughing, I did. You and me both. Ryan was shaking like a leaf, he was so mad. Yeah, as lovely as it has been to catch up with you two, I really must be going, I'm afraid. Nobody was sure what to do. Then Kelvin mutters some words and catches you by the scruff of the neck with some sort of spectral hand. He hauls you out and drops you right in front of him, grabbing his filthy cape in the process. Everyone was scared they were, weren't they, Jessup? Sure enough, scared witless. Yep, and then old Kelvin busts out the biggest laugh you ever heard. Everyone in the keep was laughing like mad except you, Toby. You stood there naked as the day you were born and wondering what the fuss was about. I tell you, those were the days. Yeah, I'll be going now. Oh, certainly, little one. Stop by any old time, though. Got some paintings of you as a youngster I'm sure your little friends would love to see. Remember the one of Toby on the bearskin rug, Jessup? Surely do. In the buff as usual. Cute as a bug you were. Don't play with your friends now. Go on. What's so funny about that? Minsk used to do that all the time. Until Boo explained to him that the sight of a naked Minsk is too much for some people. Actually, Boo called it phallic jealousy, but Boo uses hard to understand words all the time, so Minsk has to translate. Minsk, thou shalt not utter another word. I refuse even to remember those times. We were chased out of 3 towns in less than a 10-day. Yes, but Minsk also got 12 marriage proposals. Wow. Wow, Minsk. Wow. I cannot remember laughing so hard at little Toby in his bearskin rug. Simply must see how our omnipotent authority figure looked cute as a bug. In exchange, I could allow Toby to take a look at some of the paintings portraying you, my dear, especially the ones I always carried with me. Oh, Khalid, keeping things balanced out. Love it. What painting, Khalid? I have no idea what you're talking about. I suggest we drop this nonsense. We have more important things to do. Toby, you owe me for this one. Yes, we do. On that point, we shall agree. And oh, God. I can tell you Toby is just thinking right now something to the effect of, God damn it, we had to run into the people from my childhood who would tell the most humiliating stories ever, and whom I also can't get rid of without being a massive dick to them. So yes, that was a bit awkward, to put it lightly. Sure, Toby could have effectively just told them to fuck off. But, thing is, as embarrassing as those people are, Toby actually likes them. At least somewhat. We kind of like them, so Toby would like to be polite to people he likes. Hence why we didn't just tell them to get lost. But God, there are some funny things you can hear in this place, it seems. That is just great. Little story things like that are fucking incredible. I just love them. I really do. But now that everything is entrance area, so we're heading up the stairs now.
Just as I thought.
And I just love the marriage proposals Minsk got in there. That is so funny.
Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
Never refer to a library as a harem of knowledge again. That's just disturbing. Hello, Toby. It is good to see you here once again. Pity you could not have returned during a more restful time. Why? What's going on that would cause you such stress? Well, it's nothing unsure. It's just that, well, things seem a little strange around here. Those decidedly unmerchant-like merchants, for one. And some of our own monks are acting odd as well. One fellow in particular. Really, and who exactly is that? Well, there's this fellow named Koveras. I assume he's a visiting sage of some sort, but he seems more interested in our guests than the tomes. He makes me nervous. I think he's had that same effect on others as well. Young Shishtal has been out of sorts for days now. He's not as thick-skinned as I. Do you remember how nervous he used to be? He's quite the opposite now. Seems like a totally different person. I worry about him. I should go. It's been nice speaking with you. Alright.
Onward then. To the task.
Now, Toby can continue his efforts to just kind of have a poke around.
Murder shall perish.
Toby,
But
look.
in his doom he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from their passage. So saith the wise Alondo.
You need something, stranger?
Okay, so back to our exploration. I'm going to check again, because probably I've just not explored the whole place yet, is why nothing has happened. Yes, indeed.
Just as I thought.
That is what's going on.
Onward then.
So we'll just continue checking things out, I guess.
Task at hand.
Don't know what we're going to find, but I'll check the place out anyways. Someone hid some gold in a pillow. Interesting, but not about to incriminate the Iron Throne with that, to be sure. We'll take some scrolls to sell down the line, though. Take them. Into here. Hello, Mr. Necklace. That's just a book, so whatever. Yeah, I'm not about to start looting books, quite honestly, so they can just stay where they are. Especially since the books are basically property of Candlekeep, so taking them would be theft, and stealing from random people at the inn is one thing. Stealing from Candlekeep itself is quite another. And that's not something Toby is willing to do. Reader, there. Nothing in that. And yeah, I do realize it seems a little bit hypocritical to go on about not stealing from Candlekeep and then steal everything but the books. Yeah, that guard can probably see me in there, so let's not. In fact, I think we'll refrain from taking any of the other little baubles, since there is a pretty decent guard patrol around here. So we should probably refrain from taking anything else, just because we'll probably get our asses busted for it.
You will. Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
Piatto. Toby, good to see you. I trust you are well. Yes, as well as can really be expected. How have you been? Oh, I pine for the days when you and Gorion still called Candlekeep home. You brought a bit of energy to these walls. I shall have to speak to you later at length, but for now you must rest. Gorion's old room is the third on the south corridor, just as it was. I think there are a few things for you there as well. We shall see you later. Gorion's old room, eh? There are things in there. Well, I'm definitely going there. If Garan's old room has some stuff in it, and he's indicating we are welcome to take Garan's old possessions as a result of being Garan's old ward, then I think that we shall do just that. That room just has books in it. Same with that. Not really gonna bother. And there's a person in that room, so I am not going to try to steal in front of someone. That would strike me as being a rather dumb thing to attempt. Now, this is the only place left we haven't explored yet. Maybe that's Garan's room. If it is, then there's nothing in
This
there.
group shows promise exceptional.
So, I'm sorry, what? I did not take anything there.
Of course.
Unless for some reason going in there alone is illegal. Okay. Well, I think that's all the exploration we're going to be able to do on this level, probably. So maybe Garion's room is not on this level. That's the only thing I can think of.
Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
The scroll. What scroll? What scroll? Do tell. I'd love to know. And again, please cut it out with the harem of knowledge thing. It's kind of creepy.
I wouldn't dream of refusing.
More than a little bit, in fact.
Our rules are very strict.
You there! Stop and surrender yourself. You are accused of murdering the men in Bruno's Kostak, Baldur Tenhovich, and Realtar Anchev. Give yourselves up now, you will be assured of a fair trial. I'm sorry, what? Murdered them? We've been accused of murder. God, there must be like a bazillion readers milling about this place. And no one saw the fact that our hands didn't even go within the vicinity of our weapons. Seriously. Okay. We did not murder anyone, and there's no way we're surrendering for a trial for something we obviously didn't do. Just ask anyone in this damn library on the lower floors and they will tell you exactly that. Don't let this happen, Toby. If you resist, I'll be forced to use lethal force. I hate this so much. Toby despises this, but we're not going to actually start a fight, so alright, we'll go peacefully. I'm glad you still have some of this Gorion taught you. Please, follow me. I'm sure everything will be sorted out quickly. Not bloody likely. This is that fucker Sarevok's conspiracy. He's using this as a way to take over the Iron Throne. That's what's going on here, isn't it? We are just his scapegoat so we can take over.
Someone disturbs me.
So, Toby, you have sullied your father's name by defiling his home and bringing ruin to a peace that has lasted for centuries. I spit on you and all your friends. Your transgressions will be punished in the most severe form. I formally accuse you of the murders of Brunos Kostok and Rieltar Anchev. Wait a second. There was a third name on that list. I know there was. So why are there only 2 accusations of murder? Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Someone really needs to give him a clue. But I've done nothing wrong. Why have you accused me of such a thing? Honestly, if you asked any of the readers on any of the people in the library reading on the lower floors, they could have told you that our hands didn't even go near our weapons. And that we walked away from those 3 people. There have to be dozens of witnesses corroborating our story. I'm sorry, but as far as a legal situation that makes sense goes, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Why have I accused you? You were seen fleeing the murder scene. Hoviras found the identifying ring of a shadow thief assassin in your personal effects, and gold minted in I feel that is strong enough proof to accuse you. Wait, what? Why, that lying motherfucker! That wasn't a ring that Gorion wanted us to have! This guy is working with the Iron Throne, and he planted the ring on us. So there would be more evidence. God damn it, I can't believe I fell for that. From everything we have seen and found, it is not hard to figure what your purpose was. What I've been told, you've been trying to place all the misfortune of the Sword Coast squarely on the shoulder of the Iron Throne. I assume you and your friends are assassins in the employ of Perhaps you were sent up north to create discord in the region before an Amish invasion. It matters little. You and your friends are to be sent to Baldur's Gate, where an appropriate punishment will be administered. Oh no. Well, wait a second. At the very least, we should have some favor with the Duke and the Flaming Fist after all the work we did for them, so it's possible we might be able to get our sentence commuted to just hard labor at most. Though I wouldn't put money on it, honestly, given how badly things have gone so far. Hello, young one. I'm sorry to see thee in such terrible circumstances. I know thee well enough to know that you have been falsely accused. Tomorrow, Old Rout will most likely sentence thee to be sent to Baldur's Gate. there thou wouldst receive the death penalty for these actions. I know that Gorion would not want to see his only child killed in a scant few weeks after his own death. Weeks, Testheril, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but I think your timescale's off a little bit. It's been months, at least. But the point still stands. 'Tis as a favour to his memory that I will help thee escape. Make thy way through the catacombs beneath the library, but disturb them not. I have your possessions with me. You must take them and go with haste. Yes, do you know anyone by the name of Koviras? That fucker betrayed me. I know of no one named Koviras, but Koviras is the reverse of Sarevok, young man who accompanied the leaders of the Iron Throne when they first came. I know not where he has gone. Koviras is Sarevok, of course. He just flipped his name backwards. God damn it, I can't believe I missed that. They're the same damn person. And I was totally fooled. God, I am such an idiot. Did you hear that? Sarevok. Sounds kind of fishy to me, don't you think? Yeah, not only does it sound fishy, but we have found several letters by members of the Iron Throne from Sarevok. He is obviously a member, at the very least, and pretty highly ranked. From what we found, he is apparently their boss's son. It is now time for you to go, Toby. I can teleport you to the secret room that leads to the catacombs, but from there you're on your own. You must be careful within the catacombs, as there are many guardians and traps, and perhaps whoever planned these murders. However dangerous the catacombs may be, they are a safer alternative to Ulront's wrath. Okay then, teleport us. We're as ready as we'll ever be.
They're called?
Now, let's make sure that everyone has the stuff that they need to have. Okay. Yep, everyone is nice and equipped. They are indeed very equipped. My suspicions are true then. Thou art of Baal's seed. I'm sorry, what? Baal, the god of murder, Baal, that Baal. You're screwing with me. You are screwing with me, right? Yes, I just hate people who keep their knowledge secret and then smile wryly and say, I thought so. Not much is known of the prophecy of Alondo, Toby. Even less is clear. Thou wert but an orphaned child, marked strangely by fate. When I met thee, there was blood spilt about thee, but still different from what the prophecy saith. Yes. At this point, Toby is a little bit 50-50, leaning towards, do I want to know, or should I just drop the matter entirely? But I think he can't resist knowing more. It's one of Toby's flaws. You hand him part of a secret and he just has to know the entire thing. It's just how he is. The words I saw were few yet chilling. Armies march and cities burn. The rivers froth with tainted blood. The corpses of those born not innocent feed the inferno of boiling hate. Yes, You scare me, honestly. This is kind of scary. Is there more to it than that? I know no more than that.
Nature's servant awaits.
Toby, the growing increase of worry in your face as you read that letter makes me grow worried. There's something so upsetting in Gorian's words. Since I knew him well, I might be able to explain. No, I don't think you could. I really don't. I'll try to tell you what it is, but this isn't easy for me to speak the words, Jaheira. Gorian was not my true father. I mean, I knew I was adopted and that I might not like what I would learn about my heritage, but I never expected something like this. I'm one of the children of Baal. I'm a Baal spawn. You're one of the children, then. So that is it. I knew you were somehow special from the way Gorian chose to abandon his adventuring days and seek seclusion in this fortress. Should have been able to guess earlier, in those nightmares you were having. This changes less than you might have thought, Toby. You have shown yourself a decent and caring person, despite this heritage. I will continue to stand by your side and help you come to terms with this newfound knowledge, if you would accept my aid, of course. So, I'm sorry, Jaheira, but I have to ask. You really didn't know anything about this. It's just odd that Gorian wouldn't have shared this information with you and Khalid. After all, you were apparently his closest friends. I mean, he trusted you to look after me if something happened to him, after all. Why wouldn't he have shared this with you? Yes, I have to agree that it is odd, for Gorian was always honest and never secretive in his dealings with me. He cared for Khalid and me, and taught us much. Perhaps he thought that knowing this might endanger us, and wanted to prevent that. Who can say? I think he planned to tell us when he asked Khalid and me to come to the Friendly Armin. Alas. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. I did not want to question your loyalty, Jaheira. Let us just continue with our quest. But now we have the actual letter to read, because my companions reacted to it before I could pause the game, and I have to actually read Gorian's letter, because we heard that before I knew what it said. So, here goes. Hello, Toby. If you are reading this, it means I have met an untimely death. I would tell you not to grieve for me, but I feel better thinking that you would. There are things I must tell you in this letter, and I might have told you before. However, if my death came too soon, then I would never have been given the chance. First off, I am not your biological father, for that distinction lies with an entity known as Baal. The Baal that I speak of, the one that you know, the Baal that I speak of is the one you know as a divinity. In the crisis known as the Time of Troubles, the gods walked Faerun. Baal was also forced into a mortal shell. He was somehow forewarned of his death that awaited him during this time. For reasons unknown to me, he sought out women of every race and forced himself upon them. Your mother was one of these women, and as you know, she died in childbirth. I had been her friend and on occasion lover. I felt obliged to raise you as my own. I have always thought of you as my child, and I hope you still think of me as your father. You are a special child, The blood of the gods runs through your veins. If you make use of our extensive library, you will find that our founder Alondo has many prophecies concerning the coming of the spawn of Baal. There are many who will want to use you for their own purposes. One, a man who calls himself Sarevok, is the worst danger. He has studied here at Candlekeep, and thus knows a great deal about your history and who you are, Gorion. My god, what a revelation, and honestly, Toby probably doesn't know what to think about hearing that he is the child of the god of murder. I mean, how can you react to something like that? I mean, I know there are people who have shitty parents. Yeah, I know you find people who have shitty parents, and that's not uncommon, even in our world and probably in Faerun as well, but the god of murder is your dad. That has to take the cake as far as bad news revelations are concerned. It really does.
Onward then. There are so many places I would rather be.
My book! You stole my book, you cur! Psst.
Your time is...
And Philidia is a doppelganger. Toby broke a sword. Fortunately, we have no shortage of long swords for Toby to be making use of. And now, check that out. Do some trap detection. There's a way out over there. Or at least a way to a different area. And there we have me triggering a trap, because of course we do. And I didn't find the trap on that because Toby is only marginally awesome at trap finding, apparently. Despite having like 85-90 points in that. But this is going to be quite the area to get through. So, keep at it, Toby, old boy.
Evil round every corner.
And we're done down that corridor. Alright, come on, Toby. Yeah, I gotta explore basically every nook and cranny, I think. Even if there's only a marginal chance I'll actually find something. That's just the way it goes, you know. Gotta explore everything.
I could use some help.
Oh, Toby, please heal yourself. Thank you. That had nothing in it, yet was locked. It never makes sense to me when you get stuff like that. You have something that is obviously locked, and you have to take the time and spend the effort to pick the lock, yet there is not a single thing in it. That always strikes me as being kind of dumb, honestly. If you're going to lock something, then it would logically follow that you're locking it because you wish to keep people out. In cases like that, though, they are locking it because they wish to troll me. Not because they're actually hiding anything from me.
Not good.
Okay, Toby, that's a lot of spiders. Do us a solid and run the hell away. The rest of you kill that thing.
Ready and able. Yes. Don't want to bother, but
The fuck? Seriously, the fuck? I just fucking cured myself, and yet we died of poison. That's bullshit. It really is. It really, really is.
of course.
But now, I know to not go that way just yet. Instead I'll go that way. And then that way. And explore everywhere else before the spiders. Well, we found 2 traps, but one of them I found by walking over it. Well, at the very least, I found this trap before triggering it.
Evil round every corner.
Ow.
Not to stand in it.
So, we've cleared out that one. Let's see what we can uncover and then throw in our bags. Tome. And potion of invisibility can go away. So now, plenty of items we need Imoen to identify again. Let's get on that. And get identified what we can. As well as seeing what that tome will do for us. Protection from acid, still can't identify the ring. Can't identify the tome without an identify spell. Protection from magic. Nice. A lot of this is just going to go into the inventory. And from there, into our bag of holding. Thank Christ we picked up that thing. Otherwise, I would be dropping so much more loot. I've expressed that in the past, and will continue to do so, but
I wouldn't dream of refusing.
thank God for the bag of holding. Imoen, I think we're going to need a couple of identify spells. Yeah, 2 will do.
You close your eyes tonight, and visions of Candlekeep swim into view. As you
One of
pass through
these
the gates of
again.
the Citadel, there is a flash of memory, and you are a child of only a few seasons once more. At your side is Gorion, gray-haired even all those years ago. How old must he have been to age so little in the time since? Aged as he ever was, you still have to run to keep up with him. He has an important meeting with Ulrond, the keeper of the tomes. An important meeting
that
about
cunt.
you. Funny, you don't remember it. As you stand outside the doors of the inner keep, you can hear the shouting from within. Gorion seldom raised his voice, though you did not care to listen to the discussions at your previous stops either. As you trace patterns in the water of a fountain, a reflection distracts you from the argument. A large raven has perched atop a stone wall and stares directly at you with huge black eyes. You stare back through the mirror of the water and are suddenly afraid to meet the bird's gaze any other way. It has claws for feet. You think to yourself, little skeletal claws. The doors of the keep suddenly swing open and Ulrond storms out. He glances at you for a moment, but looks away as he speaks. You both can stay, he sneers, but mark my words, that child will be the death of you. A flash of memory once more, and Gorion walks out of the keep as he is today, dead. You drop your gaze back to the water so as not to see. The raven is gone, but your own image remains. Your eyes are black, like those of a bird. Like father, like child, the reflection says. You wake with a yell, predictably unrested.
That child will be the death of you. Seriously, who says that to a kid, turn a phrase or not? That's just a dick move. Oh, we know our friend Ulrond was a bastard even when we were a little kid, though. But that has to be one of our most disturbing dreams yet.
Open wound in
What do
Mother
you need?
Earth. I would plug it had I the power.
Poisoned Arabella, have you? I think I would have left this keep with the likes of you. Rah, fleshling. Another one of those things that needs to die? Great. And we're gonna have to kill basically everyone down here, ain't we? By the gods, nothing's young Dreppen. What is going on down here, Toby? Ob asked us to search for you here. This is far more foul than any of his most fearsome illusions. Yes, it's a long story. Will you help me get out of here? Can I trust you? Aye, child, trust that you can, and Dater too. I know not what assistance we can be to you except 4 strong arms and an eye for illusions. We shall see you to the end of these crypts and beyond, as we must bear witness to the horrors that befoul this place. So, does that mean that he'll come with us and help us out, or what? So yeah, that effectively, from what I can tell, means we have 2 additional party members that aren't actually part of our party, but will fight alongside us. Which is very nice. Very nice indeed.
By Moradin's hammer.
Spy, traitor, fight for the rats, will ye? Fickle as the wind ye are. Fickle as the wind. We have a name for your type. Rat bastards it is. Aye, rat bastards. And I've never known one I didn't hang with my own 2 hands. Well, Reaver, prepare to die. Or not Reaver, rather. That's another one. We probably gotta kill all the doppelgangers that we come across. But yes, apparently what we're running across is doppelgangers of all of the inhabitants of Candlekeep. We've got a good chunk of them murderized already. That's nice. And a couple skeletons also.
Ready and able. I wouldn't dream of
Those are some dead skeletons now. Well, deader. They were already dead since, you know, skeletons aren't alive.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But whatever.
Hey.
Lovely. That's another you dead? Now, check the chest and see if he has anything of value. Nope. That would be a no. A big fat no. And someone else to kill. So they've stooped to imitating Hull now, have they? Wow, you are running out of things to imitate, aren't you? What next, Gorion? Maybe the Tutors? Carbon. Oh. Guess you're not totally out of people to imitate yet. Anyways. That's another of those buffoons. Over and done for. Those couple are very, very dead now.
Something you need. Onward and
Toby, go on in.
I should have joined the army.
And murder the idiot doppelganger who thinks imitating Fuller is actually going to phase us after the last few dozen.
ready and task at
I would say you'd think they should have learned, but these are doppelgangers. As far as we can tell, doppelgangers are not very smart. And they just have a tendency to do things as they go.
To indulge an old man.
Imitating Elminster. Really? Elminster and Gorion. Yes, you're no more Elminster than I'm Drizzt the Drow. And Drizzt thou art not, thank goodness. As for this ragtag physique, thinkest thou that I would let anyone duplicate it without express permission? I have it copyrighted, thou must know. Breaking the fourth wall a bit there, aren't you, Elminster? Come, poor soul. Let us leave this darkness behind and struggle towards the light. The 3 of us shall guide thee. And what about the one that wears the face of my stepfather? I know him for dead, and only a mirrorkin would haunt me so.
Awake, my adopted child. Awake.
It's okay, Toby.
Death is ahead of thee.
It's alright, I didn't die that night, nor have I yet. The blade you thought slew me had been treated with a magical poison. It left me a living soul and a lively mind imprisoned in a body that gave all the appearance of death. The man you saw that night is called Sarevok, and he has been in the keep for 3 days past under the reverse alias Koviras. Tethtoril watch on him. In our foolishness, we never thought that he might have others with him. Please, child, I have loved you too much to lose you now. Okay, it was a good ruse at first, but There isn't just no way that's true. You tried to go too far.
Greetings, young one.
Elminster and I had suspected it for some time. With Sarevok away from his lair, Elminster was at last able to locate your stepfather and bring him to safety. Forgive me, Toby, I should have told you earlier. To raise your hopes only to see them dashed to pieces all over again, there is too much heart left in this bony cage for me to have done that. Child, sheathe those weapons and sheathe thy madness too. Come with us and I'll see thee at last to safety. Yes, you said these walls were soaked in innocent blood. And who was it that chased me down these wretched halls, calling my name in voices I once knew, only to close in and attack in traitorous form?
Everything will be explained to you in time.
All that is good, Toby. What have they done to your mind to haunt it so? Your old friend Dreppen lies tangled in his old entrails, and foolish Philidia, she ran down here to off her mother's shoulder, and you have butchered her like the monster you perceived her to be. The gods have no mercy on we ragged mortals, it seems. I am a doddering and elderly fool for having let it come to this. There I stood, Elminster the arrogant, nudging and prodding but never taking action. The most powerful mage in the realm reduced to a meager puppeteer. Listen close, Toby. With the help of doppelgangers and some powerful magics, Sarevok has encased thee within a vast and frightening illusion. I was unsure whether I could even penetrate it to reach thee. Time has come for a leap of faith, child. Thou must fling aside this foul illusion, and let us lead thee back to reality where Sarevok is fightable. Minsk says not to trust them, Toby. Look, Boo's getting all jittery and ready for battle. This is a trap. Yes. If this is madness, then just lead me to it. If you flee now, I shall not attempt to kill you. Then, fleshling, go mad if you will, and feel the rasp of our claws against your mind. Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it. They tried to make things too good. They really did. They tried to make everything seem too good and too perfect. That's their problem. They made things too perfect.
My blade will cut you down.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! You
Nice try on the illusion, fake Elminster, fake Gorion, and fake Tetheril. That's a bit closer. Exit.
You need something, stranger.
Who are you? I've been expecting Sarevok, not some ragtag band. Yeah, we are the mercenaries that have been causing the Iron Throne so much hurt. At this point, Toby is kind of pissed off with the Iron Throne, so he's just going to announce who they are and then kill these assholes. Thought as much. You won't get by me and my band without a fight.
You are no
Yeah. How about you die?
You point. Squeaky wheel gets the kick.
Now, Minsk and Toby front and center.
Yep. What you want?
Imoen, I need you to cast protection from petrification on the both of them.
Let's talk more fight. Ready and able.
Okay. Well, with that cast, these two are now my Kill the Basilisk's strike force. And they will be accomplishing that exact mission with extreme prejudice. There goes one basilisk. And there goes the other.
I'll do my best.
So now please join us.
Of course.
It's about time you got out here, Pratt. It is Pratt, isn't it? I don't need to tell you that we must not keep Sarevok waiting. I trust you didn't have any trouble in there, as the monks fell for the ruse and Toby was locked up, so we took the surface route out of the keep instead of meeting you in the crypts. Yeah, terribly sorry, but I'm Toby, and I don't really appreciate being the butt of a damn conspiracy, so die. Well, you certainly seem like some kind of Pratt, not the precise one I was looking for. I might have expected more guile from Sarevok's supposed most threatening enemy. Why he thinks you can stop his takeover of Baldur's Gate, I have no idea. Do you mind if I don't stay to fight? I have rather more important things to be doing. We have a war to concoct, you know? I might kill you anyways, actually. Well, my plan was to kill the guy on the spot, but apparently... That's one thing with the way this game does things like that. It's not really up to speed on the whole launching sudden attacks with no warning thing after dialogue that I like to do with situations like that. But oh well. Toby got his kicks by trolling that guy, basically.
Life continues to be quite the challenge. You have been accused
And on
of
to
murdering
chapter
the
7.
Iron Throne leaders, and the Flaming Fist will undoubtedly hound your every step because of it. Despite all of this, you must return to the city of Baldur's Gate, the very lair of your accusers. You must find and expose the one who is responsible for your predicament. You must find Sarevok.
And find Sarevok we shall. But now we're outside of Candlekeep. So we have to wind this path over to that location and GTFO. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let us back in the front gate again. Only a suspicion, of course. And now... Yes, we need to head into Baldur's Gate, but... possibly the front door is not the best way to go. I'll head to the bridge for now, and then we'll make our decisions from there. It's close enough to them that we can head in, but far enough that we're reasonably isolated. So, now we've escaped from Candlekeep after being accused of murder, but the downside is we were accused of murder, meaning we are technically a wanted criminal in Baldur's Gate now. So, on the whole, it's definitely been... On the whole, it's definitely been a bad day.